Brosplay! Thank you for joining us. Yeah, bet you didn't know what the fuck that meant. We're switching it up.
Turning everything around.
It's kind of funny because thank you for joining us works just as well as an intro.
Yeah, maybe that'll be our new intro.
Nope.
No?
No.
No.
I mean, I was thinking it could be like Aloha. It's hello and goodbye, but
that could be confusing with a playlist because then it would be thank you for joining us. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of strange.
No, I like association. I like how thank you for joining us makes you it gets you ready for the episode to be over.
Yeah, even though I find that there's something strange about wrapping something up. Sometimes you want a lot of lead time.
Yeah.
Other times you don't really want that much.
Well, I was just thinking, when we were kids and we used to watch movies with Dad, I used to know when he was gonna end our, because we wouldn't finish movies because we were really young. We would usually do like, what was it, half an hour for a movie or an hour?
Something like that. Yeah, you just watch like as much as you can, or you watch half or something like that.
So he would always do it exactly the same way, and it bothered me, but only because it was a negative thing. I didn't want the movie to end, so I didn't like how he said it. But he would always do like he would sit up,
lean forward,
and then it was always, well,
it's like you said, man. You got to ease people into stuff.
Yeah. Also, I mean, he leaned forward probably so he could see the clock. I remember it being really hard to see the clock in the dark because of the bright screen.
Oh yeah,
I think that might have been it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. It was all just a game.
He was
fucking with us.
He was just preparing us for the Let's Play format. He was just like, you know what, these kids need to understand. Oh, that was a good kick.
Stuff has to end. What goes up must end.
I find kind of jarring. This is kind of like an off-air thing I was planning on saying, but I guess I'm halfway through saying it. Is that it's not the best for the Let's Play format when you and I are talking about something that's not game related, and then we just say one thing that happened and then go back to what we were talking about.
I find the game?
Yeah. That's not to say that we shouldn't. It's just when that happens, I find like when I'm watching other stuff and our stuff, it's almost like it's like partial derailing because we haven't focused on what's happening in the game. We've just stopped our conversation and gone back to what we're doing.
It's also super confusing if you're just listening.
Yes.
Which obviously that's not the whole point of our content. Like no. we don't make content to be specifically audio. But yeah, if you're just listening and we go from talking and having a conversation to just laughing, it's kind of really confusing.
Well, there's a lot of playthroughs I watch that get really repetitive. So I just start listening to it because I don't want to watch that anymore.
Well, especially this bullshit.
Yeah, I could totally see people be like this being an audio point because this basically
will be for me.
What we've been. Yeah.
You know, I don't watch all of our stuff. I like listening to it, but
I kind of have to. I would really be upset with myself if I let some silly shit get out.
That's the thing. You're our quality control.
Yeah.
I'm just a consumer.
I've been meaning to make a video about it. I've been meaning to make a lot of update videos and shit. We just don't have much of an audience, so I don't feel like it's really that necessary. But this is one of those like general things. If you ever see episodes in the wrong order, the wrong titles on things, misspelled shit on titles, anything like that, wrong numbers on the inappropriate video, whatever it is, definitely let me know. I'm not offended. Obviously do it in a nice way, but even if you do, like, even if you're like, hey, fucktard, 19 is in the wrong order, I'm still gonna go and check it. I'm not just gonna assume that that you're an asshole. I mean, you might be an asshole and correct. It's possible to do both.
It is definitely possible to do both.
I apologize if I've been looking away from the microphone. I keep doing this weird thing because I want to look at you because you're right next to me.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
Hideous. Don't.
It's bad in a Let's Play to look at the other during.
Yeah, that's actually a really weird way that happens because it's actually crazy distracting when you're listening to someone and their voice is all of a sudden not pointed at your ear.
Yeah.
Because the microphone is your ear for all intents and purposes.
Yep.
That's a very strange thing. Anything with audio recording, like with video recording, everything is picked up because it's video, it's visual, it works the same way as our eyes do. But a microphone does not work the same way as your ears do. It's the same principle, but it doesn't work anywhere near as
Yeah, well, the weird thing is that it's because like your ears are like microphones you always have, so you don't really notice huge differences. Like the reason why like, you don't really notice the huge difference you have in hearing loss over your lifetime because it happens so slowly. But you will if you go to a concert and then you walk out and your ears are all fucked. But what I found interesting was that if you and I sit here and talk, there's almost no background noise and it's not annoying. But when we use the old microphones, that background noise is annoying. But when we went to that TWRP featuring NSP, that's a bad fucking metaphor. When we went to see that in Toronto, like by like after like the first 2 minutes, my ears were fucked and everything was coming through poorly. And the beautiful dudes over at Gamer's Couch recorded about half of that concert, and it sounds great. So you got two different things where like that microphone is actually better than our ears because it was able to hear all of that extremely loud noise at a much better quality. Like that,
it wasn't damaged. That's the thing.
Yeah, that sounded better than we were hearing it. Personally, I would say. And I've watched that so many times now. I often just like turn it on when I come home.
So you have a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Fucking that concert was so good, man.
I know. I still think about it sometimes. And it's amazing because their stage presence was probably more powerful than their music.
Yeah. And it's so cool that TWRP is Canadian because we're so much more likely to be able to see them in the future than NSP.
Just because NSP has to come from like across the states.
Yeah, I have a feeling for at least for a while there, other country concerts are probably going to be limited in comparison to how many American concerts they do. While as TWRP, well, I guess they're actually, I'm pretty sure they're touring with NSP, but every time I find live videos, they're all Canadian for Tupperware.
Yeah, I guess because all their gigs would have been in Canadian.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier.
Wow.
But seeing 6969 before it came out on YouTube was magical. And I didn't like that song, excuse me, until I watched it at that concert.
I didn't know the song at all, but I feel like I wouldn't have liked it had I only heard the music. Because I remember watching the video. If you haven't seen 6969 by Ninja Sex Party, it's like, what is it, a 9-minute video?
It's about 9, yeah.
It's so long.
That is ridiculous to make a music video that's 9 minutes long.
Oh yeah, that's like unheard of.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it, and the thing that kept going through my head, which I thought was kind of funny, was I kept thinking, if this wasn't a video, I wouldn't like this. Because it's not music. It's not a story. Like a song. Yeah. It's an audio musical story.
The part that I never liked was like, shoot the fucking lasers, way more fucking lasers at them. And I always felt like that wasn't a very musical part. But when you put it together with the visual and understand the story properly, that's a nice moon.
What the fuck is that?
Hello, moon.
It's supposed to be the moon? It looks like a Death Star.
Good night, moon. Baby, it is a fucking Death Star.
Shoot it out of the sky. Sorry, what were you talking about? What were you saying about TWRP?
It's a beautiful song. I listened to it this morning before I left for work, and it actually made me kind of sad because it's such a beautiful, wonderful song, and then I had to go off to a place I wasn't happy about. But I was thinking about this morning. It is so easy to believe that you want to be in the position of something else.
Like where you want to be someone else, or
yeah, well, like I love the way that the 6969 starts, especially with the video aspect, when he's like, "Hey, Ninja Brian," and the music is like kind of slowly building up in the background, and he's like, "I built this time machine. You want to go somewhere with me?" And the music's just slowly building up, and it's super happy music. And I realized not even they were there for that. That was a green screen room.
No one gets to hear that.
And they didn't actually go to 6969. This is a fable. This is not a real thing. So, like, it's so easy to look at that, or look at somebody like even the Grumps and be like, oh, life must be great for them. But the truth about it is that they're all just as modest as normal people as we are.
And they've got shit going on just because they don't have to worry about like the same kind of bills and stuff that most people do.
No.
Doesn't mean they don't have shit going on in their life.
Well, I mean, I listened to a podcast, a Philip DeFranco podcast, and Aaron talked about how the Game Grumps thing just came about because it worked really well with him and John. But once Danny and Susie and Barry and Ross and fuck, I'm missing somebody, Brian. Once they all got into it, he realized, well, now it's all my friends that are part of this, so I kind of have to be part of this. So he started to focus harder because his friends are part of the business now. Whereas before he was focusing more on animation and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So
okay, so it's a pretty fundamental change in how he's going about it.
And then they also got the whole warehouse for everybody to work there, and now a decent amount of people work there now. They have a whole dude for like the publicist guy.
They have a publicist?
Yeah, it's like more like public relations, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
PR
funny.
person.
His name is Jack, and he's Irish, and Jacksepticeye is Irish, and he's known as Jack.
Oh, that's a little confusing.
Yeah, but that's not to say that he felt like Game Grumps was a burden, but he started to look at it almost like a concern for keeping a business up, because YouTube is so finicky that at any point the thing... Fuck, I keep looking away. I'm sorry, people. For my microphone is what I'm trying to say here. I'm also choking on my words here because I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. But the pressure is the word I'm looking for. He was feeling pressure in that sense. So it's like, it's not everything is as wonderful and awesome as you might think, especially when your entire financial thing is like everything connects back to Game Grumps. Everybody has separate work, but a lot of it is a lot of the popularity is based out of how popular Game Grumps is.
Yeah, so I guess you gotta keep that going.
Yeah, and that wasn't even his intention at the beginning. It was just a fun thing he was doing, and he just realized he had to start putting a lot more into it, and now they do I think they do 3 episodes a day. Which is just nuts.
That is pretty nuts.
That's ridiculous.
3 episodes a day.
I don't know if you noticed, but I don't think I uploaded Wednesday or Friday's episode.
I can't say I have. I'm a little behind. I gotta catch up. So
but that's the thing.
Okay.
I don't even know if I uploaded those videos or not. What I need to start doing is putting shit together, like on a day off, just doing the whole week and then setting it up and ready to go.
Yeah, like someone who makes all their lunches on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And just doles them out.
That's a good way. So I feel like I said a few things in there that I'll cringe at later that were probably inaccurate and putting words in other people's mouths. So if you really want to find out how Aaron feels about it, there's the Philip DeFranco podcast. That's where I get a lot of the new information. But they also have a Before Grumps, which is also really enlightening. All 6... Yeah.
So those are podcasts.
Yeah, a little tiny podcast, a little like 45 minutes or like an hour, depending on who it is. And that was huge to find out. Very enlightening. Here I am.
Enlightening sounds like, you know how flammable and inflammable are the same thing? Like enlightening sounds like a form of lightning. Just like a much more aggressive form of lightning.
Like the ninja form. It's the enlightening.
We must avoid the enlightening.
Oh, no, I like that.
Ouch.
There was a really and what I mean by enlightening was I felt like they almost all what's Before Grumps, so it's essentially all of them talking about what they were doing before the current success, and every one of them went through hardships like every person does, but when you find out like really how bad someone's life was and at what point it was really shitty, and then for them to now be in a point of happiness, it's really comforting. Because right now I'm actually in probably the best point I've ever been in my life, but only like a few months ago, in my head, I was not in a good spot.
Yeah, well, I actually, I know that feeling where you know where you were and you know you don't want to go back to where you were, so that almost becomes like a new fear.
Well, it's like what you're happy that you're gonna have something, and then when you have it, you're afraid of losing it, and it's easy to spend all of your time focusing on the negative aspect of it instead of just being happy you have it. That's what I did with this show for the longest fucking time, dude. Like, so happy, but just excited that it was gonna happen, and then during it, I was almost more focused on the fact that it wasn't gonna happen later, and it definitely affected the episodes. I could hear it in my voice. The big thing for me was when I started to actually laugh, like real laughs. I went back and watched some Shank episodes, and there are some fake ass laughs in there. Like,
It's
wow,
weird.
like,
It's hard
why?
putting like your natural laugh out there. Like I was even watching Jimmy Carr has a Netflix special.
Yeah.
And in it he has this really weird laugh that he even comments on.
Yep.
Which kind of helps break some of that original tension. But it's just very it's very raw, like
It's,
the way a person laughs.
It's in instead of out.
Yeah.
Everyone laughs out. He laughs.
I just mean, for anybody, like, why the
hard.
fuck is there so much falling in this
Actually,
place?
really hard to do.
Fuck am I
This
so
is
far
supposed to
down?
be a driving scene.
I don't think so.
Yeah, dude, look at the way there's a blue orb over there. Or a
Yeah,
purple orb.
but like not. Yeah,
how
like
it's
look,
designed.
I just failed the beacon.
Don't fight me on this.
No, you're right that this is an area where you're supposed to collect stuff, but enter the beacon. Yeah, look, I just fucking reset the beacon. I fell so fucking far down. Yeah, this is just not set up.
I don't want to extend this game. Fuck this game.
Yeah, these are just not. These are not fun. This is not how. Like they put in these enemies that have so much more health than all the rest of the enemies. Like I have maxed explosives and I have two of the most potent explosives in the game, and yet I still have to like grind away at them.
That's brutal, dude.
Yeah, it just that doesn't sound like a Crackdown game. Like why am I not murking enemies? That's the whole point of a Crackdown game. Even the bosses only have like 4 or 5 health bars. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna go do this again. But I have less. Honestly, I have less ammo, so I don't even know. I don't even know if I can handle that.
Welcome back.
That's all we got.
It's weird, eh?
It's very weird. Oh, let's do it again.